Every camp we go on, I'll be honest, mate, every camp we go on, we look at it in terms of an opportunity to go and play together, to enjoy playing together, to enjoy a different environment, to enjoy coming meeting up. And listen, the quality of the team I think we all know about anyway, but the way the lads come together and the spirit that gets created here is incredible. We've said before, it's massive credit to the manager and his staff, but also to the players as well who come. So it's exactly the same. Listen, there's loads going on at the hotel. The FA have done an incredible amount for us at the hotel to make it feel like home, which is fantastic, and we're loving every minute of it so far. And listen, it's only just started, but we can't wait for Monday to come round now, and everyone's really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Let me ask you about the heat. This is a Winter World Cup where you're training in temperatures of 32 Celsius, even more with the humidity. Yeah. What's that like? Is it a problem?
No, it was hard this morning. It was hard. We've trained this morning. It was a long session, and it was something we needed as a team to get used to it, to feel it, to understand it. And it's tough, of course. It's tough. I'm not going to sit there and say it's not tough, but we're professional players. We understand what we're doing, and training this morning was fantastic. It's a different environment for us. It's something we want to take on board as quickly as possible, and something we want to enjoy. It's a World Cup, no matter when it is in the time of the year. It's in the winter now, and we're here in 30-degree heat, but we want to enjoy it as much as we can. And going out there and overthinking the heat or thinking it's too hot or it'll get us nowhere, so we're going out there to embrace it, to enjoy everything that comes with it, and let's enjoy playing in the sun. We don't get it too often back home, do we? So let's enjoy it.
Look, on a more serious note, this group of players, and yourself included, has been incredibly conscious of important issues outside of football and been very considered in the way you've spoken individually and as a group about it. You'll be aware of a lot of the questions being asked around this World Cup in Qatar. The maltreatment of migrant workers who have built the stadiums that you're going to play in. The fact that no, as we understand it, LGBTQ plus England fans feel comfortable enough to come out here, support you. What do you say about those two issues specifically?
I think from our own point of view, I think we spoke about it as a team. We've come together and had a chat about it in terms of meetings and different things, as players, as staff, as a team as a whole as well. And we've said the same thing all along from our own point of view, is that we really believe that football is for absolutely everybody. That's what we believe as a team, believe as people, believe as players ourselves, and that's what we want to focus on. And listen, we've come to a country where we'll respect rules and respect everything that goes on in this country. And listen, we're all here for one thing, and that's to play football. But in terms of what we believe in as a team and what we believe in as players, and that's football for all, and everybody to be included in our great sport. Yeah.
It's sad though, isn't it? Sorry to do one more follow-up, but it's sad that a large group of England supporters don't feel they can come to watch you, to support you.
Of course it is, and it's something, listen, we want every England supporter to come and support us. They push us, they drive us, they always do that no matter what competition it's at, and listen, that's what we want as a team. But like I said, we'll keep on believing in what we believe in as a team, as players, to try and help. But at the minute we're in a situation where we're here, and like I said, we'll respect everything that's going on in Qatar, but we stand for what we stand, and we'll keep on moving forward with that.
Hi, Conor.
All right.
Alex Howell, BBC. Hi, Conor. Alex Howell, BBC.
Hello, mate.
Hi. You touched on it there. You didn't play at the last tournament, but have you had a chat with the manager about what your role will be like during this one?
The manager's fantastic. We speak to the manager every single time we come away. He's so open with players. He's always open if you need to go and chat with him, but then also vice versa, where he'll pull you for kind of what he wants from you, how he wants you to improve, how he wants you to help the boys, help the team, no matter what that is. And he's brilliant for that, so we speak to him all the time. Every single individual player will probably tell you the same thing as well. So we've spoken. It's the same as always. Listen, you come to England to play for your country, to help your country. That's the most important thing. We all understand that as players. We all understand what we want to do going forward and what we want out of this competition. And I'm no different, so no matter what happens, how much we train, every day we go out onto the training pitch, we give the best of ourselves to push each other as much as we can to hopefully have a good tournament.
You said before that people give you stick about your role. What would you say to those people now you're at a World Cup?
Oh, I get loads about the Euros and different things, but it's the most exciting time in the world for everybody. A World Cup comes around every 4 years, and it's something that we all look forward to, and I'm no different. I'm just lucky enough that I get to come and play with these fantastic players. I get to come and work under a fantastic manager and all his staff, and enjoy every minute of it. And like I've said before, and I've said plenty of times, and I always will say, is that I'll come and give the best of myself every single day. If I'm called upon, fantastic, I'll be there to help as much as I can, and then we'll see where it goes. But we're all here for one thing, and that's to do well in this World Cup, to push our country as far as we can possibly go.
And later this afternoon, the team are meeting with migrant workers and having a session outside. Do you understand why it's important for the team to do that? Have you? I know you said you've spoken as a group, but do you understand the importance of it?
Oh, without a doubt. And the boys are really looking forward to it. It's something we want to do. We're coming to a country that not many people have been to before, and if they have, it's not very many times. And it's something we want to experience everything. We want to help. We want to try and enjoy these things as much as we possibly can. The lads are really looking forward to it, so it's something important that we want to do, and we want to do as much as we can while we're here as well.
Conor, hello. Great to have you here on a World Cup stage. I want to cast your mind a bit back to the summer, though, and you said you returned to training at Wolves, and people were talking about you not being able to play or not seeing you playing in a back four. At that time, when you left the club, were you worried that you might not get to a World Cup?
No, in terms of, I always believed in myself, and I always believed in myself as a player, and it was up to me to try and push myself as much as I could, and whether that be at Wolves, or I was lucky enough to obviously move to Everton in the summer as well, where I'm loving every single minute of being there. And it does enter your head, of course you do. When I went back for pre-season and things weren't looking the way I wanted them to look really at Wolves, of course it enters your head, but it was up to me to try and push no matter where that was going to be, and I've done that as much as I can. So I always have belief in what I wanted to do and how I wanted to play, and lucky enough now I've been given the opportunity to come here. You
certainly silenced your critics about that back four position. You've excelled this season, with even Frank Lampard, your boss, saying you remind him of John Terry in the back for your leadership as well in your communication. What did it mean hearing those words from Frank that played in some of the best performances from England in the past?
Oh, it's a privilege. It's a moment when you hear things like that, it fills you with pride, and it puts a smile on your face no matter what you look at. I play under a fantastic manager at Everton. He's fantastic for everybody. He helps everybody, he speaks to everybody. He's a huge manager, and we all know what he was as a player as well. So what he's done for me and how he's helped me has been brilliant. But to hear them words, honestly, it fills you with pride, because, like I said, it can't not put a smile on your face. Yeah.
Jordan Pickford, I mean, you were used to his shouting for England, but to get it at club level as well.
Yeah, he's a top lad, and listen, he brings so much. We see him as a shot stopper, but as a person, he's so good to have around as well. And listen, he's been England #1 for a while now, and I think he's been absolutely outstanding this season. I really do. I've been lucky enough to play in front of him and what he brings to us at Everton. But even beforehand, when I played with him for England as well, I knew the quality that he had, and I knew what sort of character he was as well. But now I get a chance to experience it day to day, and like I said, he's a great friend of mine and a great person as well. Yeah.
Are you ready to start against Iran?
I think everybody is. I think everybody is. Everybody's looking at it to try and help, to try and push us as much as we possibly can, because that's the only focus we've got on our mind now. We've spoke about it every single day. The boys can't wait for it. It seems like the longest week in the world, I'll be honest, but it's coming round now, and we're training hard, we're working hard to make sure we're ready come Monday.
When people say that potentially the problem or the weakest spot could be England, considering the defensive show that the team put up in the Euros, but since the Nations League, how offended are you by that?
Massively, because I'm a defender, so you don't like it and things like that. Of course you are, and we read and we see and we listen to absolutely everything. But listen, we know as a team how we want to play, how we want to defend, what we want to do, and the defensive record over the last few years has been absolutely fantastic in terms of how we try to go about it. So it's important we keep on focusing on ourselves, and like I said, we read and we see everything. So like I said, we look at ourselves every single day in training to try and help and improve each other, as well as yourself individually as well. So we'll keep on concentrating on ourselves, and then hopefully go into the tournament full of confidence. Thank you.
Hi Conor.
Hello mate.
Jack Pittbrook from The Athletic. Can you just describe what all the internal meetings have been like over the last few days in terms of getting yourselves ready to play a World Cup game on Monday?
Yeah, they've been, of course I can, yeah. It's something, like anything, we don't want to change too much, because we know how big this competition is, we know how big of a platform it is for England to go and play it, and we know we want to go into it and give as good account of ourselves as we can to go as far as we can. So in terms of the meetings, we've not wanted to change too much, because we all understand our roles and we all understand what we do when we come to the national team, because we're playing in a different team. We're playing with players we don't play with every week, but what we do when we come is we enjoy each other's company every single minute of the day. So the meetings have been very much the same as what we've been used to in the last few camps, the Euros, whatever it may be, because it's worked for us. We understand what the manager wants, and he's so clear as anything when he's explaining what he wants as well.
And have you guys decided whether you will continue to take the knee again on Monday?
Yeah, at the minute it's not something we've spoke about as a team yet. I think we've been concentrating in terms of the game itself coming up. I'm sure that question will be brought up in the next few days in terms of how we're going to go about Monday, but in terms of the meetings that we've had, it's been solely on football at the minute.
Yeah, just to confirm, that's a conversation that happened ahead of the Iran game. Yes. Steve? Just one, Conor. Do you sometimes feel that too much is expected of players to make statements, particularly about issues surrounding this World Cup? Or is it something that you all embrace and actually enjoy doing and think you should be using your profile to make a difference?
The way I look at it is no. Listen, I don't think we're politicians, and we never will be politicians in terms of how we look at things, but I think in terms of what the squad's done over the last few years and how much they've helped people, I think that comes with the territory of what the boys have done. You look at people like Rashi and different things, and Raheem, and the amount of stuff they've done off the pitch in helping people, and I think it then comes with obviously being an England player, because I think the lads are so open to speaking to the media, to trying to help people as much as possible, and it's great credit to them in terms of how they've gone about it as well. So no, I don't think it's too much. What I will say is that we're here to do as much as we can. We can't do everything, but what we can do is try and help people as much as we can. And like I said, I won't sit here and say the boys know everything, because I don't think we do. But what we will do is try and help as much as we can, because, like you've seen over the last few years, the boys have done an incredible job of it.
Hi, Rob Harris from Sky News. Good luck with the tournament.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's really unusual for you to have something like later today, meeting migrant workers, a very sort of sign of activism around this World Cup. What do you hope meeting the migrant workers at training can achieve?
A communication, a chance to speak to them, a chance to kind of open up a little bit and have a chat in terms of to see how the last few months have been, and like I said, be as open as we possibly can, because it's a real opportunity for us. Like I said, it's a time that we can enjoy to go, to chat, to open ourselves up to people who we can speak to, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think going into with an open mind, like I said, just to chat to them as much as we possibly can, because that's the biggest thing to come out of it. Like I said, the boys are really looking forward to it, and it's things like that we want to do while we're here as well as the football as well.
Hi Conor, this is Philip from ARD, German TV. We've talked a lot about human rights and the questions going about it. You have won an LGBT award last year for speaking out for the gay community. You're an experienced player, you have your stance. Is it a distraction for the younger players to talk about these issues all the time?
I wouldn't say so. It's not something I can speak on behalf of the boys, if I'm being honest with you, the younger boys. I think we've got a real mature group. I think we've got a group who want to affect and want to help people as much as we can. And listen, they'll sit here now and tell you first and foremost it's coming here to win games and making sure we're winning games to try and help the country go as far as we can. But if there's anything on top of that, because we're so privileged to be in the position we are, and if there's any help that we can provide at any point along the way, we'll do our best to do that. So I don't think it's too much. I think the boys are here to focus on football, and that's the most important thing, to take our country as far as we can. But like I said, I think we've got such a mature group of players that they'll do the best to help as much as they possibly can as well.
Hey, Conor here, Francisco from ESPN South America. After reaching semi-finals in 2018, reaching the final in the European Cup, you faced relegation in the Nations League. How that does affect the confidence of the group, and how do you feel to facing this World Cup after that?
It might sound a bit daft, but I don't think it's really affected the confidence of the group. It's been something where we've been building towards this competition since the Euros. If I'm being honest, we spoke when we obviously got beat in the final about bouncing back as much as we could, and I think we've done that in the qualifying stage to get ourselves here. Straight away we were thinking about what we wanted to do, and it's been about building up to this. And listen, we've played the Nations League game, we've not got to where we wanted to get to. I think that's obvious as a team, but as a team we have such belief in what we want to do and how we want to go about it, and I think you can see that in the last two major tournaments. So in terms of affecting confidence, it's not. We didn't get to where we wanted to get to, but as a team we know where we want to go now, and we won't let it affect our confidence at all moving into this competition.
And besides England, who do you think is the favourite team to reach the World Cup?
I'll be honest with you, we all know, we all watch football every single day. We know the teams at this competition, how good the teams are at this competition, and what we need to do to try and have a successful one. But you can speak about all the usual ones. There's huge teams at this competition, and we understand we have to be at our best. But I think to name one would be a little bit daft, because there's so many teams who can go a real long way in this competition. It's something we're looking at, but we're focusing on ourselves as much as we can every single day.
Okay.
Hi, Conor.
Hello,
Daniel Mundim from Global Brazil. As a defender, can you name a few strikers that you fear the most in this World Cup? Can you name their qualities?
Yeah, of course I can. First one's Harry Kane.
Opponents, please.
Oh, okay. No problem. Yeah, listen, you could go through them all. We're playing the best competition in the world, and I could sit here now and go through absolutely everybody. Messi, your Neymars, your absolutely everybody, Ronaldo's. It's so hard to sit there and put a list of players down because it's the best competition in the world, it's the greatest competition in the world, and we're so lucky to be here. But at the same time, we're ready for what we're going to face because we've got to be ready for all these players, because to get anywhere in the competition, to go as far as we want to go, we're going to have to come up against the highest of high quality opposition to do anything to beat them. So it's important we focus on them, to watch what they do and the qualities that they've got, but also to focus on ourselves. Like I said, it's so important you come in here and you don't get distracted about other teams as much as you can, because if you do, you'll start thinking about all the other teams like Brazil, your Argentina. You'll start thinking about them sorts of teams. So it's important every day we give ourselves to focus on ourselves to make sure we improve ourselves.
Hi, this is Tintin from China Media Group. So could you please talk about your point of view about taking part in the World Cup in this period of the season? Because we know most leagues in Europe are still going on. So could you talk about the advantage and maybe disadvantage about this? Thank you.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I think it's something, the first thing we speak about is that we're massively excited for it. There's not been a World Cup like this before. We're all hugely excited, and in terms of advantages and disadvantages, we don't like to look at disadvantages as a team because then we'll start putting things in our own head. What we look at is that we're right in the middle of a season. The Premier League season is tough, it's fierce, it's competitive, the tempo is so high, and we're right in the middle of that at the minute. So the lads are fit as anything. We've not had weeks to build into this like we would usually have. We would usually have 2 or 3 weeks before and a few games, whatever it may be, leading into a major competition. We've not got that. So we need to try and make sure that that's on our side. And listen, we're going into it full of positivity and full of confidence. So it's important we take them ideas on board, like I said, but then also go into it looking forward to it, because there's not been another one like this, and we're so excited for it to get started.
John Weaver from AFP. Just a quick one. I noticed that James Maddison didn't train this morning. You may not be able to expand on that too much, but can you give us an idea of how, was that purely precautionary or?
I think so, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm sure the manager will tell you a lot more, but listen, he's been fantastic around the camp, Madders. We've seen him training the last couple of days, the quality he has. As I played against him 2-3 weeks ago for Everton, and the quality he's got is absolutely incredible. So as far as I'm aware, he's all okay, but a fantastic person, a fantastic player who's going to be massive for us in this competition, yeah.